the young man casually helped an elderly woman cross the street. Unexpectedly, an old lady nearby saw this and came over to touch his forehead. At that moment, a strange look flashed in the young man's eyes, almost like lightning. He looked at the old woman with confusion and then turned to walk away. When he got back to his car, something strange happened. He lightly moved the gear shift, and suddenly, it jerked and came off. Then, he predicted that a heavy rain was coming. But the strange events didn't stop there. When his friend's bike broke down, the young man fixed it with his bare hands. His vision, which had been extremely poor, also mysteriously returned to normal. In the principal's office, he correctly predicted that the glass would break in exactly 3 seconds. Even the dogs on the street barked loudly at him. But the young man didn't think much of these odd occurrences. One day, the man and his friend went out. By chance, they encountered the same old lady from earlier. This time, she told him that the mountains were dangerous, but they needed him there. The young man was puzzled. Later, he was invited to have dinner at the house of the girl he liked. During the meal, the girl suggested they go to the mountains to see the glaciers on the weekend and then paraglide down. Looking at the happy expression on her face, the young man didn't have the heart to refuse, so he agreed, completely forgetting the old lady's warning. On the weekend, they arrived at the mountain. While crossing a bridge, they saw a warning sign. It turned out that this area was the property of a wealthy family in the town, but neither of them planned to back down. The girl simply ignored the sign and crossed over. Just then, the young man received a text message saying that his mother had an accident. He panicked and quickly told the girl about it. She offered to go with him to check on his mother, but he refused, not wanting to ruin the girl's plans. So, they decided to split up. When the young man arrived home, he found his mother perfectly fine and full of energy. Later, he discovered that the text had been a prank from his little brother. His first date had been ruined by this. Meanwhile, the girl reached the mountain summit and accidentally discovered a cave. It turned out to be a secret base belonging to the wealthy family. She wasn't sure whether this discovery would bring her good or bad luck. The young man quickly headed back to meet the girl. Along the way, he saw her paragliding down the mountain. He was glad he hadn't missed this beautiful moment. But then, disaster struck. The paraglider suddenly hit a high-voltage power line. Sparks flew, and the girl fell to the ground. The young man froze in shock. The girl was in grave danger. Was this really an accident? Fortunately, a car stopped behind them, and a man got out to help them contact an ambulance.